Hello and welcome to the India Insurtech podcast. I'm your host, Nilanjan Roy. Today we have with us Mr. Pavanjit Dhingra from Prudent Insurance Brokers, who is joining us as the thought leader of the day. Welcome to the show, Mr. Dhingra. And let's start by you telling us a little bit about yourself and the company that you represent.
It's a serendipity that I happen to be an early computer science graduate, graduating from Columbia University in 1991, and making sure that I have nothing ever to do with technology again. I ran a foods business, then started a software company with some friends in 2000, got into insurance broking end of 2004, and here I am. Interestingly, I think while we were doing a lot on technology, the word Insurtech came up much later. So, maybe I'd like to think of ourselves as maybe someone who's done quite a bit of work in Insurtech in the past, but never branded ourselves in that way.
Excellent. And as far as about your company, Prudent Insurance Brokers goes, you like to kind of highlight quickly about what it is doing today, where are you in the market and some of your priorities in the domain.
Sure. So we are about a 2-decade-old organization. And in our early years, we focused largely on the SME market. And, we were a market leader, I feel, for many years in that space. Look at the global scenario, SME business tends to be a 15 to 25% commission rate business, while in India, health is at maximum at about 7.5%, property insurance about 11.5%. So the same rates apply no matter how big or small the business is. We are a strong technical company, so while we continue our focus on SME, we have grown large on the large corporate and mid-market space. So it's really not, Insurtech has many facets, many ways of looking at the problem. I think we've really built a very strong base where we run our business inside the company completely digitally. And we work with our clients in interesting ways to give them a different view of the insurance market. So we feel that, the data that we have been collecting over the years, the way we operate, has given us a huge competitive advantage, and we will continue to build on that and, offer unique cutting edge solutions to customers.
Well, that's truly inspiring, Mr. Dhingra. Now that, digitization is so big in the insurance industry in India right now, and being part of the Insurtech community today, one of the questions that probably comes to mind is, how do you think, insurance brokers in India can really play a big role in the digitization of insurance products and services?
Nilanjan, brokers have played a very critical role in expanding insurance penetration in India. In the early years of liberalization, all insurers had large teams of direct sales. Today, many of those companies are 10x of their erstwhile size, and they end up with 1/10 of their sales force. So that is one of the kind of efficiencies that brokers have really already brought to the market. So insurance also is all about the law of large numbers. And in that sense, almost all insurance is Insurtech in a way. Everything that underwriters use, everything that claim settlers use is really using technology. Insurance is in that sense. However, we all know that some brokers use technology more astutely than others. It is my belief that brokers that adopt a digital first approach will gain a huge competitive advantage. Good advice is something that customers will always seek. Now, obviously, I cannot see too far into the future, but let's see for the next decade. I think informed buyers of insurance will want advice, and real advice that is based on experience and not just on data. So I don't think the practitioner, is going to go away. The practitioner will be aided by a number of very smart tools that will enhance his or her service offering.
Given that you have an early mover advantage in terms of how you have digitized, is Prudent Insurance Brokers has digitized the entire customer service and delivery model. But with all the changes and the disruptions that are happening, with the advent of insurtechs and health techs in the Indian market, how do you believe this is going to affect the corporate broking model in India?
I think we should not brush over all the possible advantages of the intelligent use of technology just by talking about digitization. I think at a very basic level, digitization to me means reduction or elimination of the frictional cost of transaction. Digitization of physical processes into electronic ones is what really most companies are doing. And I believe that really results in marginal value to customers. We need to do a lot more. The future will belong to brokers who are digitally native, and that requires a complete redoing of all basic business processes. So in that, this is not a technology problem, but it's a business and a vision problem. See, those who are using technology for process improvement will actually slowly die. Those that are using technology to transform customer experience, their approach to insurance and risk, they will gain ground.
Well, that's actually quite a perspective. What we have also seen, Mr. Dhingra, is in the last 1.5 years, a couple of Insurtech, health tech companies who are trying to disrupt the SME employee benefits space. And I'm sure you're well aware of them, and you must be also, your firm must also be, facing a little bit of competition from them. So what do you have to say about this emerging segment?
Prudent has been a major player and a pioneer in the SME space since 2005. We have built this organization on the servicing of thousands of SME clients. It seems to me that digital disruption in the SME space is a solution in search of a problem. Every SME client that we have currently is always prospected by another 3 to 5 brokers annually. Distribution reach or distribution cost is really not the concern of the client. They want good advice. So we will wait patiently and we will observe the market and we will calibrate our moves.
No, absolutely. I think that's a great point that you make. Being an advisory first organization as a broker would really help you continue your value proposition to the market, because I think companies will no longer remain SMEs for a long time. They will continue to grow, and as they grow, their challenges will also increase manifold. The point is well taken. There's another area which is rapidly gaining ground, which is that of cyber risk insurance. So would you have any high-level idea around this particular aspect of insurance in India, and how are insurance companies or insurance brokers really gearing up to the challenge of cyber risk insurance?
The biggest challenge I feel in the years to come will be availability of capacity and coverage. At the same time, I also think markets will evolve. Insurance industry will innovate and provide important solutions to the public at large. I actually see a future where all companies and every individual will buy this cover. I think the very interesting segue from this question is, what about the risk of cyber attack or the cyber risk for insurance companies and insurance brokers? Because if you look at the kind of data, I think that is, I think we have perhaps more data than any other service provider. What I'm finding increasingly, and I think this is a trend, and I think we all must gear up for it, is I think we will ourselves be have a lot of scrutiny on the kind of systems and processes that we have, and the kind of security solutions that we deploy as organizations. As a company, we are spending close to 6-8% of our revenues on tech, including security, including applications. So you'll appreciate that, I think the bar and the criteria, I think, again, those who are not investing in this area very soon will find RFQs where they will not be able to participate simply because they don't have the security credentials for customers to really exchange data with them.
I think, a couple of important and interesting areas of concern that you open up through your response. And I think there's lots to really think around in that direction. And that really brings me to the last question, which is basically a culmination of all that you have been responding. Is that what is that you would really have to basically say and expect from the Indian Insurtech community?
So IIA has been fostering a diverse community of insurance innovation by bringing together Insurtechs, underwriters, intermediaries, technologists, investors, and other industry stakeholders. We have seen many new members in the association since we have joined, and the knowledge sharing has been absolutely fantastic. I believe the greatest value of IIA will be to create an Insurtech mindset in our industry and help foster a community which will over time expand the talent pool for our entire industry. That's very important.
Sure. No, that's really awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today on this Thought Leadership podcast.
Thank you.